This is going to be the little cabin where I can hang my hat up in case of rain. I was up here 2 days ago and it was a massive rainstorm, so this gave me a quick little shelter to get in and out of the rain. This right here is a live rabbit trap. There's a trigger, goes inside, there's an apple on the end of that stick. Rabbit goes in, eats the apple, trigger releases, thing slams shut. Why is this so important? Why should you learn how to trap a live rabbit? Well, when the crap hits the fan, and it doesn't take a whole lot, say we have a hurricane that comes through and wipes out the power grid, you lose all of your power. Refrigeration you no longer have. And this is one of them. This is kind of like what I talk about, the bushcrafters don't talk about the whole truth in many situations. This is one of them. All the bushcrafters want to talk about deadfall traps and all of that. Well, the problem with that is this, is if there is a hurricane that comes through, or if the crap hits the fan and we lose power from coast to coast, as they say that we are vulnerable to doing, one of the things that you're going to lose is your refrigeration. So being able and learning how to live trap, a live rabbit doesn't need refrigeration. A live rabbit, you can keep him alive until you're ready to eat. That's how simple of a philosophy this is just a live rabbit doesn't need refrigeration. Anything that you kill in a kill trap, you will have to eat immediately. You can build these up. Say we did have something go wrong and you had no access to lumber or anything like that. There is always abandoned buildings all across this country that have lots of lumber in them. So you could build rabbit traps out of almost anything to accomplish this. This is a very simple trap to build. It's a DIY project for sure. And the great thing about this is you can build many of them. They can be hunting for you all the time. I used to run about 20 to 25 traps. If you're going to feed a family of 5, it's going to take 20 of these traps to feed a family. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, it's just plain fun to do. Actually, no. Reason number 1 is to learn how to do this. Reason number 2 is why you want to learn how to do this. That's the lack of refrigeration. Reason number 3 is that you can feed your family with a box like this. Up in this state, we have what's called a wild hare. They average about 3 pounds a piece. Some maybe some 4s, somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds. And if you put out a feeder, I'm going to show you a feeder in a minute. You put out a rabbit feeder, put some rabbit pellets in it, put some apples in it, and you could just let that thing set. Let it set for a couple of weeks. And then go out and put 4 or 5 of these traps around that feeder. In one night, every one of your traps will probably have a rabbit in it. I have done that many times over the years. Very simple to do, and building a rabbit feeder is just as simple as this box trap. So I'm gonna show you how this all works. I'll bring the camera around on this side and give you a little peek at what's going on in there. But you will see that there is a apple in there. So another reason this is an important bushcraft skill that I believe all bushcrafters should learn, unless you want to be like the rest of the bushcrafters, and what that is a starving pilgrim within a week. This is one of those skills that I recommend that you pick up and learn how to do. What you do with the rabbit, we got the trigger, the rabbit comes in, he eats the apple, and boom, down goes the trap. It's that simple. The rabbit is in there. You do want to check these traps every day. I like to set them. I usually check them. I get them set, and then I might go a couple times. I might go in the evening. I might go the next morning. It doesn't matter. For me, it's just a snowmobile ride. It's something fun to do. And then I enjoy doing it. But it's real easy to set. That's all there is to it. That's why I don't understand why other bushcrafters haven't caught on yet to live trapping versus deadfalls. I realize you wouldn't be lugging something like this around in the bush with you, but I'm not talking about out in the bush. I'm talking about when the crap hits the fan, and that's what they're all talking about. When the crap hits the fan, they're going to grab their bug out bag and they're going to run to the hills in order to find security and find food. Well, there's lots of ways of taking care of food. One of them is just plain keeping it alive until you are ready to eat it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this down. I'm going to go get the feeder, and then we will go over the rabbit feeder just quickly. This right here is a wild rabbit feeder. You would put pellets down in here. You would put some apples in there. Go out and find yourself a couple of really good rabbit runs. Set this up. Like I said, put your rabbit pellets in there. And then wait about a week. Keep going out, making sure the pellets, if you fill this up with pellets, the pellets would probably last you 2 weeks. The roof keeps the pellets dry, so the rabbits come in, and you will literally change the runs and the patterns of your rabbits behind your cabin or wherever you are. Once they find this feeder, this will become their major source of food for that little area. And then what you can do is after about a week or 2 weeks, set yourself out some rabbit traps around it. I generally would set out 4, maybe 5 immediately, not 5 feet away. Just set them up, and then make sure to check them in the morning because what you're checking them for, number one, it's a humane thing to do for the rabbit, and the other thing is coyotes. Coyotes will find your rabbit in the box, and you won't have a rabbit in the box. All you will have is a bunch of fur all over your area. So I would trap an area. I definitely don't trap all of the rabbits out of an area, but this is how I would go about gathering my rabbits so that they are where I can find them easily. And by setting up my traps, I have my rabbits. So this particular feeder, you can see the top has been chewed by a bear. I set it out, and the bear had dragged it probably 50 feet from where I had put it. So I guess he wanted some rabbit pellets too. So all right, I'm just sitting here having a cup of coffee. I've got my table installed finally. I've been wanting a table out here and a place to sit down for some lunch as well as a coffee. What I'm doing with this place is it's got a nice dry roof on it. So when I come up in the swamp looking for moose and bear and all that stuff, it gives me a dry place to hunker down in case of a thunderstorm or rain or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a gold mine waiting for an old hunter. So, and at the very end of this video, I have some recommendations that you might be interested in. There'll be 4 of them back there. Same thing, everything to do with bushcraft, stuff like that, campfire cooking, stuff that every bushman needs to know how to do, or every woodsman needs to know how to do. So click the subscribe button. Hit one of those recommendations, and I will see you on the next one.